feel very fortunate to have created a lot of jobs in the inner city through the production, assembly, and distribution of our meals every day.
We started Revolution Foods because we saw kids in the United States growing up more obese, slated to live a shorter lifespan than their parents did. We wanted to provide a really healthy meal for students while they're at school. We serve breakfast, lunch, after-school snack, and now supper programs for kids.
Over 50% of our schools reported improved academic and behavioral performance.
We're currently serving about 120,000 meals per day, and to make this happen, we have about 750 employees. Our home office and headquarters is in Oakland, California. We also have 5 other inner-city locations.
We wanted to be located in the communities we were serving.
Every place where we have a culinary center, we're creating jobs for both folks in the neighborhood, but also parents in the schools.
If we can hire from the communities we serve, we're going to be more successful and we're going to have higher impact. Over 50% of our managerial team at this company are people of color, which we're very, very proud of.
I think we really have seen some level of economic improvement in the neighborhood just by the jobs that we've created in these locations that previously had an empty warehouse space.
We're proud of being able to be a part of the impact on the greater community. The indirect hope is that people hear the story of Revolution Foods and know that in their community they can catalyze change, and we hope to provide a little bit of inspiration on that front.
Thank you so much, everybody. I can't really express how honored I am to get to stand up here tonight and express my gratitude, even for a couple minutes, to Kelly, to CRB, and to Haas. There is no alum, and I wish Keir were here tonight with me. Everything started for us at Haas. And I mean everything started for us at Haas. From the first moment we met, which was the first day of math camp, believe it or not, it's just hard to believe, to all the incredible, incredible resources, expertise, classmates, and family that we were able to build in our time at Haas. We used every last drop of wisdom that we could find to build Revolution Foods. From obviously our amazing CSR class, where we really started thinking about how to redefine business and how it happens on a couple levels. It happens at a corporate level, and I can remember Kelly teaching us this, you know, when businesses really align their values with their business, driven by market economics, and how important that process is and how impactful it can be. And then, of course, the other side of the spectrum, which is where we went, which is kind of starting a young entrepreneurial organization with a social mission and hoping to create a financially successful business doing that and having a lot of impact at the same time. So that all started in your class, Kelly. I'm looking out at Will Rosenzweig in the crowd, and you know, in our social entrepreneurship class, we defined our values, which were, for us, were access. So the ability for every single child out there to access a healthy meal. We felt that was the core of our mission. And both of us had been educators and had been hearing for way too long teachers, parents, kids saying, they taught their kids so much about how it was important to nourish their bodies and how it set them up for success, how it helped them score well on their test when they ate that healthy breakfast and ate that healthy lunch, how it helped them have more energy, be more engaged. And then they walked them down to a classroom filled with, at the time, primarily Cheetos and Taco Pockets, basically. We heard that story over and over again. Right? And we wanted to tackle that problem with an innovative solution. So we started crafting that at Haas in our class. We thought about our approach to jobs. This was actually a video from the ICIC, and we were focused on making sure every employee had ownership and had a fair job and had benefits. And again, from Kelly's class, we weren't doing that because it looked great on a piece of paper. We were doing that because we believed that that drove value for the company. We believed that with productive, satisfied, high morale employees, we would have a better product, better retention, better cost control, and ultimately be more successful. right? So these are really the core, and of course our ingredient standards and the quality by which we design our meals, correlating directly to impact in our schools. So all of that started at Haas. I can actually remember, and I wish Kira were here tonight, when she took my schedule in the last semester and just started Xing it out and saying, okay, everything we do here, from our new venture finance class, this is going to help us sign a term sheet, right? From our new product development class, this is going to help us design our product. Our marketing research class, this is going to help us put together a marketing plan and define our base. So, I mean, I don't know how we could have eked more out of the system, if you will. Oh, all the way to, let me not forget, our first funders came from our experience at Haas because we met them through one of our classes, Bay Area Equity Fund. So the stories go on and on. But it was that foundation and that mentorship that led to our very humble beginnings, which looked nothing like what you just saw in the video. They looked more like a tiny kitchen the size of this stage in Emeryville, where 6 of us, did everything. We cooked the food, we packed the food, we packed snacks, we counted fruit, we drove the trucks, we got these first 100, 200, 300 meals to schools so that we could prove a concept, get our company funded, and scale from there. And you know what I remember most? I remember my classmates at Haas coming to work with us at 3 a.m. before going down to a job in Silicon Valley. I'm thinking of one guy, Ben Kane, who had a job at PayPal, who would come in at 3 a.m. and help us pack our meals before proceeding on to his day job. So when I talk, and Ben Kane now works for us and is incredibly successful on the team. He's one of our biggest leaders. So when I talk about it takes a village, and that village came from our family at Haas, I can't say enough about it. And where we are today, so from that beginning in that tiny kitchen in Emeryville, we now have 1,000 people on our team. We serve 1 million healthy meals a week across 25 cities. And what we're most proud of is that over 50% of our schools reported tangible academic outcomes and improvements since implementing Revolution Foods. Thanks, guys. And we're on our way to being a $70 million company this year, which is very exciting. But you know what? We learn every day, and the learning curve is just as steep as you can imagine, but it was that base and foundation through our experience at Haas together that set us on the right path, and we are eternally grateful every day. I want to close with a little anecdote that comes up in my mind most when I think about Kelly. So you may remember this, Kelly, but I sure do remember it. So in October of 2005, I found out I was pregnant with my first baby, my little boy Watts, who's now 7 years old. And Steve and I, my husband, we were so excited. But you know what? I was scared. I mean, here we were in the midst of putting together the vision for this company. It felt risky, it felt like we had a vision, a mission, we were excited, but it felt very risky. I had people saying, Chris, you know what? Just focus on, graduate, have your first baby, start the company in 6 months, it's okay, take it easy. And I had I had this really troubling feeling and this really troubling thought that we've got a moment in time right now. There was so much data coming out around the obesity epidemic, the cost of obesity. There were so many schools saying we want better for our kids. And I couldn't wait, I didn't want to wait. And I remember walking into Kelly's office and saying, I'm scared. I'm scared. What do you think? And I remember her leaning across that desk and saying, whatever you do, do not quit. I remember saying that, Kelly. You're like, do not quit. You can do this. You can do this. And she said, you know what, Chris? She's like, actually, if you go for this and you follow your passion, you're actually going to be a better parent in the long run because you're going to feel inspired and fulfilled. And you're going to pass that on to your kids, hopefully. And I remember hearing that from Kelly and just, it's one of those pivotal moments that you remember as an entrepreneur. And it meant the world to me. And, for years, you've been given the same message to moms and dads and everyone around you. And I'm so grateful for that. And Kira and I are so grateful for your mentorship and for this incredible program, Haas, that helped us get off the ground and supports us in every way. So thank you guys.